There's a ton of car wisdom out there, but most of it is straight up nonsense. If you think premium gas boosts any engine or idling for 10 minutes helps in winter, you are wrong. Some myths burn cash, others fry engines. Buckle up, because we're exposing 19 car myths that make drivers look hilariously clueless. Myth number 19. Using thicker oil for a high-mileage engine. Sounds tough, right? But that thick oil equals better protection idea belongs in the junkyard. Modern engines are precision-built and rely on the exact viscosity your manual calls for. Go thicker, and you risk choking vital systems like variable valve timing, killing performance, and inviting costly repairs. Today's engines have tiny oil passages that thicker oil can't easily squeeze through, especially on cold starts. That means poor lubrication, faster wear, and an early death for your valve train. If your engine's burning oil but not leaking, don't panic. Pour the goop. Grab a high-mileage synthetic instead, slightly thicker, loaded with additives, and built to cut oil burn-off without wrecking your engine. Myth number 18. Changing oil every 3,000 miles. That rule's older than disco and just as outdated. Back in the day, when engines leaked more than they ran and oils broke down faster, 3,000 miles made sense. But modern engines and synthetic oils? Total game changers. Now oils are engineered to last longer, fight sludge, and handle heat like champs. Engines are cleaner, tighter, and way more efficient. Sticking to the old-school schedule just wastes money and oil. So, how often should you change it? Crack open your owner's manual. Most modern rides go 5,000 to 7,500 miles easy, some even 10,000 on full synthetic. Myth number 17. Changing transmission fluid spoils the transmission. Transmission fluid isn't immortal. It cooks, breaks down, and turns nasty over time. At 75 degrees Celsius to 90 degrees Celsius, it's already working hard. For every 10 degrees Celsius past 70 degrees Celsius, oxidation doubles, turning your fluid into sticky varnish and corrosive acid that coats clutches, sensors, and seals. Translation? Expensive trouble ahead. Healthy fluid should be bright red. If it's dark or smells burnt, you're already late to the party. Ignore it, and you're looking at a $2,000 to $4,000 rebuild. Driving habits matter too. Light city cruising might stretch fluid life to 70,000 miles. But if you're towing, tackling hills, or stuck in stop-and-go traffic, aim for every 40,000 to 50,000 miles. Change it before it cooks your transmission, because fresh fluid keeps the shift smooth and your wallet happy. Myth number 16. Running the AC uses more gas. Once upon a time, sure, but not anymore. Modern AC systems are shockingly efficient, sipping power instead of chugging it. Rolling down your windows might feel thrifty, but at highway speeds, it's a trap. Those open windows create drag, forcing your engine to work harder and burn more fuel. In slow city traffic, the difference is tiny, but on the freeway, cranking the AC can actually save gas compared to fighting the wind with open windows. And let's be honest, driving in summer heat with the windows up is torture. Sweat doesn't save you money, it just ruins your mood. So stay cool, stay efficient, and stop believing your AC is a fuel-sucking villain. It's not. Myth number 15. Using a cell phone while refueling can cause an explosion. In the past, people believed cell phones could ignite fuel vapors. However, extensive testing has shown that this is not the case. Even mythbusters tested it, and no explosion occurred. The fear originates from concerns that a cell phone's radio signal can cause a spark in loose wiring. But this theory is simply not realistic. If fuel vapors were that sensitive, any vehicle engine or radio emissions would have ignited them long before the driver used their phone. In fact, fueling station fires are more often caused by static electricity. When a driver removes the fuel nozzle, static discharge can ignite the fuel vapors. This is well documented and has been captured on video. The simple solution to prevent static sparks is for the driver to touch a metal part of the car before touching the nozzle. Myth number 14. Inflating tires to the pressure molded on the sidewall. Nope, that number isn't a recommendation, it's a warning label. The PSI on the sidewall shows the maximum pressure your tire can safely handle, not what your car actually needs. Pumping up to that number might make your ride feel like a go-kart, bumpy, noisy, and harder to control. Overinflation means less grip, uneven wear, and sketchy braking. Underinflation? Sluggish handling, poor fuel economy, and a higher risk of blowouts. Neither is doing you any favors. The sweet spot lives in your owner's manual or on the sticker inside the driver's door. That's the Goldilocks zone, just right for smooth handling, solid braking, better mileage, and long tire life. So skip the sidewall, advice, and trust the engineers who built your ride. They already did the math for you. Myth number 13. Putting soap on a belt that is squealing. A squealing belt usually means it's slipping due to moisture, engine fluids, or loose tension. Soap won't fix it and can make things worse. Check the belt tension. If it's loose, tighten it. Some systems have an adjustable pulley or alternator mount, while spring-loaded tensioners may need a full replacement. If the belt is tight but still squeals, it's likely worn out. A slipping belt can overheat and lose grip. In a pinch, a few drops of brake fluid or belt dressing can help, but these are temporary fixes. It's best to address the root cause. Myth number 12. Auto parts stores perform a free diagnosis for a check engine light. Parts stores plug in a basic reader, pull an error code, and hand you a printout that hints at the symptom, not the cause. A code for an oxygen sensor, for example, doesn't mean the sensor's bad. It could be dirty, disconnected, or reacting to another failing part. These scans are quick, generic, and designed to get you buying parts on the spot. They won't guarantee accuracy or take liability if you waste money fixing the wrong thing. It's not shady, it's just business. If you want the real story behind that glowing dashboard light, skip the freebie and let a qualified mechanic dig deeper with professional tools. Myth number 11. Disconnecting the battery cable to test an alternator. Back in the 1970s, disconnecting the battery cable while the engine was running was a common way to test an alternator. If the engine kept running, the alternator was working. But with modern cars, this test is outdated and dangerous. Today's vehicles are loaded with computers and sensitive electronics. Disconnecting the battery while the engine is running can cause a massive voltage spike. This surge, which can reach 25 to 125 volts in milliseconds, can fry your car's computer and other expensive components instantly. If your car was made after the 1970s, it likely has a computer system. This makes the old cable disconnect test a terrible idea. Instead, use a voltmeter to check your alternator. A $20 voltmeter can measure the charging voltage in 30 seconds without putting your car at risk. Myth number 10. You don't need to warm up your car in winter. When it's cold, oil thickens and doesn't instantly coat every moving part. That first minute after startup is when most engine wear happens. Giving it just 30 to 60 seconds lets oil circulate, smoothing everything out and saving wear long term. You don't need to idle for 10 minutes like it's 1985. Just give your car a quick moment before rolling off gently. Sure, some say warming up wastes fuel or hurts the environment. But here's the twist. Replacing a worn-out engine or an entire car creates way more pollution. A healthy, long-lived engine is far greener than sending your ride to the scrapyard early. So take a breath, sip your coffee, and let your car wake up too. Myth number 9. Premium fuel is better. Nice try, but unless your ride specifically demands premium, you're just burning money. The only real difference is octane. Regular gas sits around 87, premium starts at 91 plus. High-performance engines need that boost to prevent knocking, but if yours isn't tuned for it, premium won't add horsepower, mileage, or magic. And that premium cleans your engine spiel? Total marketing spin. Every grade of gas, regular, mid, or premium, already has detergents to fight carbon buildup. Premium doesn't scrub harder, it just costs more. Oil companies legally can't say premium improves performance in engines made for regular, so they hype the cleaner myth instead. Think about it. If regular gas was really dirty, every old sedan would be coughing on sludge by now. They're not. Myth number 8. If your AC is not cold, add Freon. Freon was a brand name for the old R12 refrigerant, banned back in 1987. Modern cars use R134A or newer blends, and topping them off isn't a magic fix. Your AC system is sealed and calibrated for a precise refrigerant weight. Too much or too little can wreck performance, or your compressor. A proper recharge means recovering all old refrigerant, vacuuming out moisture, and refilling with the exact factory amount. That's a job for specialized tools, not a DIY can from the parts aisle. If your system's empty, you've got a leak that needs fixing first. And remember, refrigerant doesn't create cold, it simply moves heat. If the compressor, expansion valve, or other components fail, adding refrigerant is like pouring water on a blown fuse. It won't help. Myth number 7. Electric cars pollute the environment more. That's a shocker. But it's wrong. Critics love to point at battery production, lithium mining, and recycling challenges. Sure, EVs create some emissions during manufacturing, but so do gas cars, with their engines, exhausts, and transmissions. The difference? An EV typically cancels out its production footprint in about 18 months of driving. After that, it's tailpipe-free while gas cars keep spewing CO2 for life. And lithium mining? Not the eco-disaster people imagine. Most lithium is drawn from salty lakes using methods similar to salt extraction. No mountain leveling required. It's abundant, efficient, and far cleaner than drilling for oil. As for recycling, EV batteries don't end up in landfills. Companies already recover valuable metals like copper, aluminum, and cobalt. In short, electric cars aren't perfect, but they're miles cleaner than their gas-guzzling cousins. Myth number 6. You need to tune up your car. Regular tune-ups might have been a must in the past, but modern cars don't need them. It's a myth. Older cars required frequent maintenance, replacing spark plugs, adjusting the carburetor, and fine-tuning the ignition system. But today's cars have advanced engine control modules, ECMS, that constantly adjust air, fuel, and ignition timing automatically. There's no need to tweak these systems manually. Modern ignition components also last much longer. Spark plugs, coils, and fuel injectors are designed to go for tens of thousands of miles before needing replacement. Even fuel filters, now inside the gas tank, self-clean as fuel moves around them. Myth number 5. Dealerships are better and more honest than independent shops. Many drivers assume independents are outdated, underqualified, or use cheap parts. But that's pure myth. Today's independent shops can get the same OEM or top-tier aftermarket parts as dealerships, often for way less cash. And modern tech? Your neighborhood mechanics got it covered. Independent shops now use the same VIN scanners, digital diagnostics, and software updates the big guys do. Many techs even train alongside dealership mechanics. The real kicker? Dealerships typically charge premium labor rates and mark up parts like crazy. Meanwhile, independents often deliver equal or better, work with friendlier service and smaller bills. Before you hand over your keys and wallet to the dealership, remember, great service isn't tied to a logo. It's found in skill, honesty, and experience. Myth number 4. Filling up gas in the morning saves money. Sounds smart, right? Cooler air, denser fuel, more bang for your buck. Except, it's completely bogus. Gas at stations is stored in underground tanks that stay at a steady temperature all day. Morning, noon, or midnight, that fuel's density doesn't budge. Pump meters are also temperature calibrated, so you're getting the same amount no matter when you fill up. The early bird fuel discount is pure fiction. Now, there is a tiny perk to morning fill-ups. Cooler air means fewer fuel vapors escaping into the atmosphere, which is slightly better for the planet. But your wallet? Unaffected. One real tip: don't overfill. If you pump cool gas, then park in the sun, it can expand and overflow. Bottom line, fill up when it's convenient. Gas doesn't care what time it is, and neither should you. We've busted some wild myths, but these last three are crazy. Before we jump in, hit subscribe, like, and share. Myth number 3, women are worse drivers than men. Heard that one before? Time to park it for good. The data tells a different story. Women are actually safer drivers. That's why insurance companies charge them less. Men, on the other hand, are more likely to speed, take risks, and end up in serious crashes. Now, when it comes to precision, sure, some studies say men might park a bit faster or ace driving tests more often, but women tend to be more cautious and less reckless behind the wheel. Minor fender benders? Maybe. Major highway wrecks? Much less likely. Think of it like investing. One driver plays it safe and stays steady, the other takes wild risks for quick gains, and sometimes crashes spectacularly. So no, women aren't worse drivers. They're just smarter ones who prefer arriving safely over driving dangerously. Myth number 2. Fuel additives improve mileage and engine performance. Fuel additives promise a lot: better mileage, cleaner engines, and more power. But here's the truth: most of it is marketing hype. If these miracle additives actually worked, gas companies would already mix them in to crush the competition. Spoiler, they don't. Some products claim to clean your fuel system, tank, lines, injectors, and while a few might help a dirty engine, the results are minor and short-lived. You'll likely spend more on additives than you'll ever save in fuel. Others brag about cleaning pistons and valves or raising octane for instant power. In reality, the difference is microscopic at best. Real-world tests show little to no gain. Bottom line, your car doesn't need snake oil in a bottle. Stick to quality fuel and regular maintenance. That's the real performance booster. Myth number 1. Maintaining your own car is complicated or dangerous. That's what manufacturers and repair shops want you to believe. They paint car care as some mysterious high-tech ritual that only certified pros can handle. Truth is, most maintenance is surprisingly simple. Cars don't break because of secret computer failures. They wear out because rubber cracks, fluids leak, and potholes win. Modern vehicles do have computers, but they rarely fail. The real work? Easy stuff. Changing oil, swapping filters, replacing spark plugs, topping off fluids, tightening loose bits. If you can fix a bike chain or change a phone battery, you're already halfway there. And diagnosing problems? Easier than ever. Plug in a $20 OBD2 scanner and your car literally tells you what's wrong. So don't let the leave it to the experts myth drain your wallet. You've got this, wrench and confidence included. Want to know more? Don't miss our video on 13 car maintenance tips mechanics don't want you to know. It's packed with simple tricks that can keep your car running longer and your wallet fuller.